Hello, 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 world. Hello, everyone. I hope we're doing well. Welcome to another episode of a Brown King production starring Nathaniel Thomas Ford. It is good to come back to you guys and to be back. Um, I took a couple weeks off just to kind of rest. I hope everyone is doing okay. I am getting better. Still on the mending, fixing of getting better and recovering. I hope everybody is finding themselves well. I hope this video find you well. This podcast episode find you well. I am doing, like I said, I'm doing better. It's good to be back. It's funny, I've been wanting to get back on here and do a podcast, but my health just was not allowing me to do so. Those of you who know that I had COVID around December. I am still dealing not with COVID, but COVID, long-term COVID, meaning where the symptoms and actually having it has kind of somewhat passed away, but you're still dealing with the leftovers or other symptoms that has occurred after that. So, but I'm doing better. I'm definitely doing better. Glory to God for being here still. And I thank my support system, who has been amazing in helping me getting better. I still don't have a sense of taste or smell. I'm having like chronic body aches. Still feeling exhausted, but I'm still pushing through. I'm still here. I have a reason to still be here and still be pushing. So, and to be honest with you, I think all American, everybody in this world, last time I checked, I think the population was 7 billion, almost up to 8 billion, is going through something in their own life, whether it's, emotionally, mentally, whether it's job related, whether it's their health, whether it's their household, whatever it is, everyone is going through something. So with that being said, I always keep that in the front of my mind. I'm not the only one that is carrying a cross of their life or what they have to go through every day. All of those almost 8 billion people are doing the same thing. So with that, with me comes with a awareness of no matter what, Nathaniel, no matter what you're going through and what you're feeling, always be nice. Always do what's right. Always be good. Those are things that my mom and my grandfather taught me growing up. So I always try to give my episode a title. The title for this episode is When Did We Stop Caring? As I just stated, yes, I have been going through some health issues, and I have a really good support system to help me through that. A lot of us do not. A lot of us don't have people that genuinely care and love on us. It takes me back to when I was growing up in Alabama, and those of you who know, I'm 45 years old. And was raised by my mom and my grandfather. I say that because I got to get different generations of raising in me, and I'm grateful for that to this day. But I remember a time where I was raised. I'm sharing my my religious upbringing. I was raised Baptist, and as I became older, a non-denomination. So I'm like in between both. And all religion is amazing. It is what we do with it as believers, as followers. It's how we live our life as a light to the world. And that's what I try to do, is live my life as a light to this world, because there's so much darkness. There's so much chaos. There's so much things that are happening that just don't make any sense. So your faith and your belief is really meant to be there to help keep you grounded and help you make it through all of this. And for those of you who love my nails, seeing what I come up with every week or whatnot, this is kind of like my crimson tide color nails, the red and the silver. So I have some viewers who love to see what my nails are going to look like from week to week. So shout out to you. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for loving on me from afar. I really do appreciate that. Now back to what I was saying. We growing up, my mom taught me, my grandfather taught me how to be, we called it being just loving on people, caring for people, checking in on people, being a good missionary, whatnot. because we have people now, and a lot of us, I can use myself as an example. I always like to use myself as an example because I don't want anyone feeling like I'm throwing rocks or anything at them or coming for them or judging them or roasting them. I'm not. I always bring that with me because that's the person that I know the most about, and that's the person that I can control and do things with. Um, but they raised me to always, no matter what going on in your life, no matter what situation you in, always take time to check in on people. Always, no matter what, no matter how they treat you, what they do, whether you're getting something out of it or not, check on people. See how people doing. Um, for me today is my ministry to do things like that. It's a part of my ministry. Like this podcast is a part of my ministry. Is to touch people and be a light to people and share with people what I've learned on this journey. But my grandfather and my mom taught me no matter what, always be good to people. Because the sick, the shut in, the going through are always going to be there with us. And we always have to make sure that we're there for people, standing in the gap, loving on people, checking on people. And I'm not just talking about your friends and your family. I'm talking about everybody, collectively, everyone. I make it my point, even when we was in the midst of COVID, when we couldn't go see people, I made it my practice to call people and talk to them, FaceTime them, get them up on that phone so I can see what they look like and hear what they're saying. I didn't rely a lot on text messages. I'm an old school kind of guy. Now I do use text a lot and emails a lot, but I like that one-on-one, that I can see you, I can hear what you're saying, I can feel what you're saying kind of thing. And something me and my husband still do to this day, we do check-ins on people and our friends, our family. How are you doing? What do you have going on? Just that kind of thing, because what's happening today, I'm seeing and feeling, and using myself as an example again, a lot of people are alone, a lot of people are depressed, a lot of people don't feel like they're connected anymore to any other human being. And that's not a good place to be. That's not a safe place to be. All of us matters. All of us in our life experiences and things that we're going through, whether they're good and bad, whether they're big or small, are important. And you need some individual around that are faithful to you as you are faithful to them, so you can share those life human experiences with and be there for each other. I was talking to a couple friends and even my husband. I was like, it's hard as you get older, it's hard to make friends and it's hard to be friendly, but I still do it myself because if I want something, I gotta be what I want. If I need something, I gotta correct that and be that need, fix that need out so it won't turn into something where I'm trying to find instant gratification to fulfill myself. But when it comes to people loving on each other, we as a people, when I say we as a people, we as a collective, we need to step it up. We really do. Because I can use myself as an example. I work from home. I order pretty much everything I need until Charles make me get out with him or get out and go do something or get out of this apartment. But if he didn't do that, I can sit in my apartment for a week, 2, 3 at a time, not going outside. And in saying that, that would disconnect me from society, from my community, from everything. And I understand that we go through time frames where we need to kind of, like a snake, recluse, or like a bear and hibernate, or just stay inside for a while. I understand that. But we gotta make sure that we don't make that a habit where we are so disconnected from people that we're relying on each other, on ourselves for everything. And I want to make this point. We're all brought here and put in this world by love. Love is the answer to a multitude of things in this world. And I feel like we have gotten away from, number one, loving ourselves, checking on our own mental health and physical well-being, and our soul check. we're not doing that for ourselves. So I know we're not out there doing it to the people that is in our life, and not only in our life, in this community. I think the way that we are now as a people, we're so rude, so nasty, so crass, so judgmental, so I'm better than you, so I don't give a care about anybody else, that the state of this union right now is the result of that. I feel that when we stop doing those ministry, those checking-ins, those just going out your way to help somebody or to be there for someone, or letting someone know that how you feel about them, letting someone know that they're valuable to you. The last conversation you had with them, or whatever, a change in text message or video feed or conference call or whatnot, that you appreciated them and you glad that they added something, and you hope you added something to them. Same thing I hope with this podcast. I hope that it's adding something to you, helping you something, letting you know that you're not the only person thinking, feeling the way that you feel and think. Others do feel that way. I love how in my marriage, in my household, that we are very compassionate, loving individuals. And we go out our way to make sure that we let others know that, and that we care about them. We love them. We miss them. We'll sit on the phone for an hour or two or three, Charles and myself, just checking in on people, being more than just a title. Because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of situationships, not relationship, situationships. You call somebody when you feel like talking. You call somebody when you need something. Same thing you do with your family members. Move your name just because they're family. Hold on just a moment. Let me take a sip of tea. Okay, this tea that I made has some of everything in it. And it's helping me with information. It's helping me. It's not only just helping me calm my mood and all that good stuff. And you could probably still hear it in my voice. And then I'm still working through some things. But I do believe in therapeutic, holistic medicine. Going off the rails a little bit, but I come back to what I was talking about. And it really had me thinking about my amazing doctor that I had when I was in DC, in Baltimore. She was an amazing doctor. So shout out to all the doctors, the nurses, the CNAs, the orderly, the front desk individuals, the people that go around and get their insurance information and billing, those in the kitchen, those behind the scenes. Shout out to our frontline workers. Thank you guys for doing everything that you do for us. Thank you. Whether we say it to you or not, I truly appreciate you, and you are truly a gift from God for all of us. Because not having those individuals in our lives goes a long way. It goes a long way. Not having those individuals who have given up their life, their safety, to be on the front line and care for us, those soldiers, those post office workers, those fire department, police people, I appreciate you. I really do. Those amazing workers that take their skill, their training, their passion to heart and take care of us. I commend you. I really do. Thank you for all that you do. Sidetrack, I had to get out. Well, I wanted to get that off my chest and say that. But I just really been thinking about my amazing doctor that I had. She was more than just a doctor to me. She was this little 5 feet, petite Indian, amazing doctor that I will always carry a place for her in my heart, because she was not only my doctor and a good friend, but she was also a person that believed in science and holistic approach. Yes, doctors are there to pass prescriptions, give you a good high bill that your insurance have to pay for, probably charge you for some things that they really didn't do, whatever. But when you find a good one, a good nurse, a good doctor, a good CN, a good therapist or whatnot, you always want to let people know that you appreciate them. And I would definitely be sending her an email or text and letting her know that I've really been thinking about her, and I appreciate all the amazing service and care that she gave to me for these last 5 years. But now that I'm here in Georgia, I gotta find me a whole new doctor to that I don't know that well they would never be able to fill um, her shoes, but just finding a new healthcare for provider is and I will be interviewing like crazy and finding a good doctor that I can really ride with. So, and that goes along to what I was talking about earlier about us not just doing things to do things, but doing things with intentions to connect with an individual and let individuals know that either they matter to you or they don't matter. And if they don't matter, saying it in a way where you're not crushing a person. There are so many relationships that I've had in my life, but I always do things intentionally. I always do things and I'm asking myself, how is this going to help me? What am I getting out of this? What, how am I helping the individual or the situation? And if a lot of time, if it's not something that's going to help me, I don't do it. And when I say don't help me, it doesn't add value to me as a person. Not saying that I walk around and use people like silverware. I'm just saying I do things with individuals that I know are like-minded, that are good people. Now, if I see that I can't add something to you or you're not going to add something to me, I just kind of keep it moving my own route. But I had a conversation with a friend, with Charles, with all of my friends, and I always just ask them periodically, what am I adding to your life? And let them know what they add to mine. Because I think the saddest thing it is to be in a relationship with someone, a partnership, a situationship, or transaction, whatever it is, and not let someone know or individual know that they mean something to you or they're adding something to you, or just let them know how you feel about them, period. Excuse me, this tea, I'm feeling this tea. This tea has a lot of good stuff in it, a lot of stuff. I have some of everything in it. If you have heard of something, it's something you can make at home for information called liquid gold. I've added that in it. Of course, the tea bags are inside in here. So I will be sipping on this just to kind of help with the information, help with me on my journey of getting better. And like I tell you, well, I'm sharing this with you guys. My health, my spiritual well-being, my mental health, my soul is very important to me because I can't do what I do not taking care of myself, not loving on myself in that way. And even like the nails that I do my nails myself. That's therapy for me. That was something I learned as I went and had manicures and pedicures. I watched, I asked questions, I looked at the tools that they use, and I got all of the stuff at home. But the point I'm making is anything that you got to do to help you be a better human being, a better person, a better creature on this earth, and it's not hurting someone, do it. I'm giving you permission to do it. Go out there and or be at home and get in the bookcase, get a book, find your book, do some workout, meditate, improve on yourself. So when you're meeting people and talking to people, you're able to show new skills, show the goodness in you, be the light to the world that is needed. Because with everything that is going on, I kid you not, it will depress you. If you look at all what's trending in this world, it will depress you. So I make sure I don't look at stuff like that. I stay focused on what is in front of me. I stay focused for what is in front of me. And for me, there are things that are just more important than what's trending on social media. It is. It is. But when I think about a lot of the suicides that has happened. Those are individuals to me who had disconnected from society, disconnected from family, disconnected from themselves, and that ended up being a fruit, or even not even a fruit, being a limb on a tree that was dead, that was physically dead. I meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, see a lot of people, hear people that you can tell that they're dead inside. You can tell that they have nothing of substance for themselves or for others. to the point where they have gotten so disconnected from society and from reality, if you want to call it, that they make choices that are detrimental to their health. We as individuals on a daily basis need to be doing gut checks with ourselves. How does this make me feel? And I'm not talking about instant gratification. I'm talking about that gratification that when you lay your head at night, you know, that was a good feeling. That was a good day. I felt good. I accomplished a lot. Or I didn't accomplish a lot. And that's going to be the first thing I tackle tomorrow. I hope this is making sense to somebody. I hope this is enlightening some individuals and letting people know that it's easy to be in your own little bubble and not focus and worry and check in on anybody else. And to me, that's very selfish. There are times in your life where you have to focus and put yourself first. I understand that. But there's also time in our lives where we all have the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that we can carve out a little time or make a little time to check in on your brother and your sister. And it's not us calling the police to do a wellness check-in when you haven't heard anything from anybody. To me, we fail that person. We fail that individual. And a lot of it, even when you think about a lot of the violence that is happening in this world, that is a tell to me, a sign to me that no one was checking in on that individual. No one was holding that person accountable. No one was going into that boy's room and looking through his things to find that gun or to find the receipt when he purchased that gun. We failed that person. And we can't keep blaming society for this, because we as a people need to start holding ourselves accountable. It takes 5 minutes, not even that, to check in on somebody, see how somebody's doing. It doesn't. And if anybody say that they're so busy they don't have time for that, I call bullshit. You're just somebody who is made a decision to not have time for anybody. And what you put out in the universe comes back to you. I'm gonna say that again. What you put out in the universe comes back to you. So if you busy and don't have time for nobody, booked and busy, ain't nobody gonna have time for you. You're booked and busy self. And if you continue like that, there's gonna be a time in your life where you're gonna crash and burn, because you have gotten so out of pocket or so disconnected from life itself, from individuals, for having interaction with people, that you feel ostracized, or you have ostracized yourself to enjoy that or make that feeling. I don't care what anyone says, you do need people. We all need each other. No, I don't need anybody to make it. Okay, you may not, but you're going to need somebody to have a human interaction with other than yourself. You are. We are. There are days where I don't want to talk, because I spend my day, not just on this podcast sharing with you guys, working, talking to people on the phone all day about COVID, quarantining them, letting them know what steps they need to do for that, being in isolation, what it should look like, and then sending emails to contact trace what I just heard. So I spend a lot of my time talking. There are times when I don't want to talk, and that's okay. But I don't make that a habit. I don't make that to the point where I'm so busy that I don't have time to have a worthy conversation with someone, FaceTiming them over Zoom, or or talking to them just over the phone. But I feel like when we're communicating, relying on text message to communicate to people, and emails, a lot get lost in translation. You don't get that one-on-one. I'm talking to you, you responding to me, I'm responding to you, and listening throughout that. And we need to step up. We really do need to step up. We can be better with that. We really can. We can be better, because like I'm saying in the beginning, we're all going through something. We are all going through something. My hurt, my pain is no better than yours, because you feel that. You have hurt and pain as well. But us sitting there talking through it, talking about it, sharing with each other, sharpening each other as individuals, smoothing those edges out, is what we do as human beings. It's what we should be doing as human beings, and checking on each other. Your phone should not go and not have a phone call from somebody. It shouldn't. But like I said, we got to be that. And if you are in a situationship or a relationship where someone is not communicating with you, interacting with you, you need to cut that off. You need to cut that off real quick, because you can't have, it's very difficult to have one-sided relationships. It's very difficult to love someone as much as you do, love someone as hard as you do, and they don't reciprocate it. Find you someone else gonna love you just as hard as you love. Find you someone else that's gonna, if you know you're communicating, you like to communicate and share things, and need some accountability, and you have that or you want that, find individuals that are gonna give you that. But you still have to meet people where they are, just like people have to meet you where you are. We have to do better, because if we're not caring and being there for each other, who's going to do it? Who is going to do it? That's why you have those rogue human beings, or, one-off person just doing their own thing, and it's fine. But you still need someone to check in on you, to love on you, to do things with you, to hang out with you. Like, I'm getting back out doing things outside of my household, because for me, going through COVID, working with COVID, having COVID, a lot of that is on my shoulders. But I have to take that off or put that down to get out there and be a human being, experience things, walking, laughing, playing, all that stuff. We gotta get better doing that, and we have to also not take ourselves so seriously. You guys don't get to see that with me, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a goofball. I'm a ham. I'm silly. If I'm not doing something crazy or laughing at something I've heard or seen, I try to, like I said, be the light that I want to receive from people that I'm interacting with. I want us to have that repertoire. I want us to play that tennis mat, go back and forth. Like I said, I don't waste my time with people who are not worthy of all that I have, all that I am, all that I can give. I'm not gonna do it. I speak to you and keep it moving. But people that are close to me, people that, even a stranger, you're gonna see the best of me. You're gonna get the best of me, because you haven't done anything to not deserve that. Does everybody deserve your best? No. But that's where your discernment, that's where you having that gut check, like, hey, I just made time for this individual. They didn't even say thank you. They didn't even say anything. That puts a mental note in my head. Don't do that again. Special for that person. You gotta let people miss you. You gotta let people know that you not being in their life in whatever shape, form, and fashion that may be, is not gonna be good for them. I know my value. It took me a long time to learn it, but I know my value and I know my worth. And I know that when you lose whatever you have with me, oh baby, you gonna know it. You gonna feel it. You gonna think back to what we had, because no one is gonna be there for you, love you, be upfront with you, hold you accountable, give to you, pour into you the way that I do. I know that. And that individuals end up realizing that later on, once I'm gone, once I have moved on. But when you think that you don't need anyone to have that human experience, you are setting yourself up to fail. You are. You really are. I'm just being honest with you. You are. I like the interaction. I like meeting new people. Now, do I have anxiety? Yeah. Do I suffer from PTSD? Yeah. All of that stuff. Do I get a little nervous? Yeah. That's good. I center myself and I go do what I need to do. Now, being in large crowds and all that, still a work in progress for me. But I don't allow my health situation, my disability, what I'm going through, my cross that I'm carrying on my back to be so so consuming of all of my time that I can't make time for somebody else, that I can't pour into them, that I can't just sit there and listen to them and ask them questions on anything. We gotta get back to that, people. We must. We must. Even with our kids. Even with our kids and our younger people in this world. Having those deep, meaningful, I call them tough conversations, because they're conversations that a lot of people are not having. A lot of time we have conversation with people that is only like surface. That's just surface. We don't do any deep dive in it and all of that good stuff. It's just surface. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna have for dinner, or I had something that was really good. Let's go a little deeper. I'm all about let's do the work. Let's do the checking. No, you know something, every time I call you or every time I FaceTime you, you fine. What is your definition of fine? Or you highly blessed? Or you are okay? And okay to me is just like, I kind of, I'm like, okay, me being me, I want to ask questions. What did you do last night? When was the last time you feel fulfilled? When was the last time you had a good conversation with someone? When was the last time you did learn something new? When was the last time that you had a great meal? And what was that meal? What restaurant was it at? Was it something you made at home? A recipe that was pulled down from, family generation to generation? What? Have some meaningful conversations. And let's get away from these one-word answers. I'm fine. Okay. Would you like to set up a play date? Would you like to get together and have tea, coffee, whatnot? Yeah, that's okay. Sure. I watch exchanges like that, and I watch people like that, because to me that's telling me you don't want to be bothered. That's what that tells me. And if you don't want to be bothered, I can snatch my time back real quick and not make that mistake again. Hold on, I take a tea sip. Oh God. Ooh. This stuff has like cayenne pepper. I'm gonna tell you what's in it. The liquid gold is a natural way of helping with inflammation. Actually, it goes back to I remember my mom and my granddad used to give me honey and soda when we got sick for colds and whatnot. That's good for that too. But it has cayenne pepper, black pepper, turmeric, ginger, let me see what else, honey. And you kind of stir all that together and kind of like make a paste. And then you just, some people just eat it like with a spoon. I do that sometime, and and put a little lemon in it too. I put it in my tea. So all of that helps to open me up, help my nasal passages, it's helping an infection, all of that. Like I said, if I can find a natural way to do something, I will. And with me having a background in pharmacy, in another life, I tell you guys about that. Yes, I was going to school for pharmacy. So, and I believe in medicine. But to me, medicine should be used after you've already tried. Now, there's some situations where you need that medicine, like insulin, whatnot, stuff like that. But if I can do it a natural way first, I will. And get the result that I want or that I need, or getting better, I will. As I'm getting older now, I don't want to be on a lot of medication. I don't want to be walking around with that tray that they give you for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't want to be that person. Not just me. I don't want to be that person. Not at this point in my life. So yeah, that's what's in this tea, and that's why it hits the throat, and you could feel it working immediately. So yeah, just me sharing a recipe. And actually, something, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm gonna start sharing more stuff like that in my videos with you guys, so that will help you. Once again, let me go through for infection in your body. And what people need to realize, all diseases and how your body reacts to them and fight them and deal with it starts with inflammation in the body. You start working on that inflammation, your body will start generating itself. It's kind of like just having all that phlegm and stuff that is in you. All of that mucus, all of that stuff needs to come out. Or if you're having a lot of breakouts, a lot of white heads and puffy bumps and boils and cysts and rods, you need to do you need to take care of that inflammation that is in your system. And a lot of times people think, oh, let me go get a colonic, or oh, let me do a liver flush or whatnot. All those things is good, but I would say I will start with that first. I will start with taking care of attacking the inflammation, well, correcting the inflammation and taking it out of your body that you need. Then you need to get rid of that waste, because that's what it is, waste. And you will start noticing that your skin getting lighter, you're breathing better, and I also have asthma, so I have to get all of that stuff out. I have to keep all that out so I can stay clean and stay as light as possible. When I say light as possible, I mean light and free from inflammation, okay? But I'll be bringing you guys some, some little helpful tips and things, tricks and things that I've learned, adding that in my podcast as well, just like I'm doing on this. So, back to what I was talking about, the care that we show, that we have, we need to step that up with each other, with ourselves. As first, start with yourself. First, I start with me, because I don't want to just be giving people whatever. I want to give people my best. Anything I do, I try to put my best into it. And if I'm not doing my best, I'm not doing it. Or if I'm not able to do that, that lets me know I need to come inside for a while, get Nathaniel right, get Nene together. Because Nene sometimes, I have to hold him tight, real tight with it, kind of like a choke around his neck, because if not, he'll get out of hand. So I have to, daily, I check myself. Daily, I reflect on what my life is and how it's looking and how it's shaping, and things that I would accomplish and things I didn't accomplish, situations or experiences that I had, or interchange I had with people, transactions I had with people. I go through all that stuff and look at it and analyze and ask myself, how could I have been better? Because for me, better is always, you always want to strive for excellent in whatever you do. That's just me. That's where I came from. That's what I was taught to be. Because anybody can be mediocre. I never tried to be mediocre in anything I did. I've never wanted to slide up under the radar or not be who I am. That leader that I am, the person going to speak up, that's me. Always. 24/7. I'm going to let you know. You're going to know how I feel about whatever. Not saying I'm going around just like, oh, you need to do this, this, and this, or I can't do this, or no. No, I let you know, because I don't want you to be misinformed. I don't want you to be like, I think Nate felt this way, or I think Nate wanted me to know this. No, I'm going to tell you, point blank period. I'm going to let you know. That's just me. That's just me. And let me tell you something else. We need to do a better job of respecting individuals' time, respecting individuals for who they are. And just because somebody doesn't fit in what you think they should be fitting in and being and doing, that's not your job. It's not your call. You need to do that for yourself. Like me sitting here, and I try not, and I work on this daily, not to be judgmental about what people do, say, and all that, because at the end of the day, that's their stick. That's who they are. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Just long when they come to me and have an interaction, that they be the best they can be and come correct. Because I tell you real quick, I don't deal with any form of disrespect. I don't. If you want to get dismissed with me, if you want to get told, okay, no, let's end this conversation, or I gotta go, bye. That's the quick way to do it. Disrespect me, or disrespect things that you know that I stand for. And even if you don't know me, disrespect of any kind, I don't tolerate, because these streets are very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. And I'm old school. You disrespect me, we're going to have a conversation. They don't have to be violent. Don't have to be a shouting match. I don't have to cuss you out, because my vocabulary is so good that I don't have to use them words. But you're going to wish I did, because that will show that I have emotions, or I'm hyped up, or I'm mad, or I'm angry. No, I can get you together real calm, cool, and collective. until you thank you and keep it moving. Because I see a lot that we are judging individuals, that we're judge, jury, and executioner of people. Hold on, take another. If it ain't nasty, it ain't good for you. Honestly. Because this is like, ooh, oh my God. But it's going to do what it needs to do. Really. So, yeah. So, back to what I was saying. I just think I see a lot. I feel a lot. And I'm like, I don't like that feeling. That's not good. That's not, that person went too far. And putting your mouth on people. I'm talking about that. This is something my mom would say. We need to stop putting our mouth on people. You didn't give birth to that person. You ain't screwing that person. You're not financing that person. Keep your mouth off of people. Because as you see, a lot of me is I talk about my experiences of what I heard, what I've seen, and what I think. I don't go around and put my mouth on people. Now, if you come over here to me, that's different. But I really don't. I wish everybody well. I wish everybody good health. I wish everybody the best of their life. I want people to be the best version of themselves. Because these are all the things that I wish I push for myself. And how you live your life and what you do, that has absolutely nothing to do with me. Now, when you come over here and start trying to put that over here on me, we're going to have to have a conversation. Because I'm going to tell you real quick, you did not get up on the cross and die for nobody. And you definitely did not get up on the cross and die for me. So I will behoove you to keep your comments, accusations, insults, judgment, whatever, to yourself. Because a lot of things that happens now is just that. Someone wrote a check that they butt can cash. You end up in court, you end up liable, you end up getting drugged, you ended up getting roasted, whatever it is. You put your mouth on the wrong person. And we have to watch that. We have to do better. And it goes back to the old saying, treat people the way that you want to be treated. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. If you don't want somebody to be treated like a doormat, if you don't want to be treated that way, why are you going to do it to somebody else? If you don't want to be talked down like a dog, and I think as people, we treat our dogs better than we treat human beings and each other. Why do you want to do that to somebody else? Why? That's sad. That shows the brokenness in you, the disconnect in you, that you gotta go out and make it your point to hurt somebody, to put your mouth on somebody. Wow, broken. And those of us who can identify real quick, broken. Because if you're not broken, if you're not jaded, if you're not mean-spirited, the way that you live your life as a light, not just to in front of you, around you, behind you, a full 360 light to the world, you got some work to do. We all got some work to do. We all got some improvement to improve upon. Because this country, our community needs people who are real, involved, caring, trustworthy. Because we got a lot of scammers around us. Trustworthy. And just all around good people. You don't see individuals like you used to today, of just good people. That when you think of that person, you just smile. Or you make a point to be in that person's face or around them or on the phone with them, laughing with them, whatever. I don't see a lot of good people anymore like I did back in the day growing up. I don't know if it's all the technology and stuff that has kind of made us disconnect from each other. or what. But part of me just think it's just sin. It's just sin. We're so sinful that we can't even be good to somebody else. Or we're so hurt and damaged and haven't done the work that we don't even know our value, and we don't even know that there's somebody somewhere in this world praying for somebody just like you. You don't even know it. Don't know it. So guys, as always, I think when I do my podcast, the family is in the bed asleep. And I wake up and full of something on my mind, or I plan something out, or have it on paper and scripted it for me to come and talk to you guys about. But I'm glad that I have this time. I'm glad I'm doing better, because I cannot stress to you enough that I have literally been working, wake up, work, spend a little time with the dolls and with Charles, try to work out, eat something, and go to bed. I've been doing that for a while, and I needed that. My body needed a little bit more rest, and I'm fine with that. And I use this as an example. I have been doing my episodes every week, but when I knew I was not my best, and I tell this to you guys all the time, when you are not your best, it is best for you to pull back, get better, regroup, and then move forward. If you can manage to keep it going while you're going through, that's great. But as a person, it's okay to step back and have to regroup and get better, and go through whatever you need to go through. Because if you don't, you're not the best to the world, to others. And I know it's hard for parents to say, okay, well, I can't just sit back and wait till I feel better. I got kids. I understand that. I completely understand that. But do the best you can to get you some rest time, to get you some time to yourself. I call it my soul time, because my soul needed it. It needed it. It was just crying out for it. And I'm glad I just listened to myself and just rested and listened to Charles and just laid down and chilled and stopped trying to be, keep the cycle going, keep the process going. Sometimes you got to step aside. Sometimes you got to lay down. Sometimes you got to get your thoughts together. Sometimes you got to shut up. Sometimes you just got to lay on your back and rest. And that's what I'm doing. And I would never apologize for that. Never. Or put something in front of that. No, I need to rest. I need to close my mouth, rest, double up on my herbs and supplements and teas and smoothies and all of that, salads and all that stuff. And that's what I did. And just closed my mouth and rested. Guys, as always, I hope you've gotten something out of this. It's my pleasure to come to you and talk to you and share with you, because this is therapeutic for me. And I hope it will be for you guys receiving it and listening to it. If you don't mind, I want you guys to subscribe on every platform that I'm on, and it's all of them. I want you to like. I want you to comment on the post, on what I got out there, on the video. I want to know your feedback, so let me know, please, please. I can only get better by what you guys share with me, and I want to connect. I want to know where you guys are listening to me. If you see the podcast on like your YouTubes or where I have it out at, or if you're listening to it, let me know where you're located. I want to know where everyone is located. That would be amazing. And I'm going to wrap up with leaving you with one of my mantras that I say to myself on a daily basis. I want to share that with you, and I hope you guys take care of yourself. Be blessed. Be a blessing. Know I love you. So here's the mantra. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am secure. I am worthy. I am positive. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am loved. I am confident. I am beautiful. I am here. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.